Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Yeah, let's talk more about what's going on in Israel. I know it's the hottest topic right now, but it's probably because it's a very serious situation. I think it's worthy of being talked about. I've been pretty busy, not able to follow in close detail of what's going on, but I have a general idea. And I think that this should probably be taken even more seriously than what's been going on with Ukraine and Russia. I think that just simply because it's Israel, and Israel always gathers more attention, whether rightly so or not, they do. There's just more attention on them. And so it's more divisive, and it's more likely to get the world to divide even further, which it's already happening. You're already seeing the battle lines drawn. Saudi Arabia, Egypt, a few other countries are blaming Israel for this, that it's their fault that this happened. Iran is deeply involved in this. The United States now says that Iran helped plan this. And at some point, I think most of us are waiting to see how Israel retaliates against Iran. Once Israel gets their footing, they seem to have been caught off guard with this. And so it may take them a little bit to get their footing. They say that they're going to invade Gaza with ground forces, and they've already been warned by several other Arabic countries that if you do that, they're going to all jump in on you. So I'm sure that Israel is figuring that out and how to make this work in their favor. But the likelihood of things escalating even further, I think, are increased. I know that there's a chance that this may be like some other things that conflicts that happen in that region with Israel and the Palestinians. But I cannot imagine Israel within a days or weeks saying, okay, let's have a ceasefire agreement and we'll come to the table, after the amount of horrific, grotesque things that's been done. I mean, there's still videos pouring out, and most of them Hamas are releasing of dead bodies being drug around and all that kind of stuff, and that's certainly not helping their case. It could be that this was being done on purpose to draw Israel out with an excuse for others to get involved, because Hamas certainly can't think that the Gaza Strip can withstand a force of Israel when they want to go full on with them. At some point, you would think either they're going to just be decimated, or other parts of the Arabic world is going to come in and join part in this. And any of those scenarios aren't really good right now. Without quarterbacking, armchairing, and all that kind of stuff, the whole tactics of what's going on, I think for you and I, aside from worrying that this is biblical, which I think it is. I'm not saying that this is the final battle biblical, but it's biblical. And where that will take us. I think the other thing is like I've said this morning, is for us to be ready for things to start transpiring here. I'm seeing more and more chatter online, and at this point it's just chatter. But some of the chattering is coming from some pretty reputable sources, that with the potential for thousands of sleeper cells in the United States, and that those numbers are based on what we've known in the past. We're not talking about the 7-8 million that's come across the border illegally in the last 2 years. How many more thousands of sleeper cells could it be in the United States of various political and religious background that some, many, or all could decide to activate themselves on us here? So the possibility of things happening here are increasing. And I think that we need to all kind of be ready for that. I'm not, this isn't a doomsday thing. This isn't, it's all coming to an end, we're all going to die kind of thing. I think it's very much reality that we need to be getting prepared. I said that today on a locals live stream that I did. I've said that to my own people here locally, the physical world locally, that we need to be taking some serious precautions over the next few days, stocking up in areas that we need to, making plans of what happens when things like what happened in Israel start to happen here in the United States, if it does happen. Do we fall back? Where are you located? Are you in an area that you may be getting the first line attack potentially, or are you out in the rural area where some of those bad people may fall back to when they get resistance from law enforcement or National Guard? They may fall back to the countryside to regroup and resupply, and then now we are the ones facing them. Whatever the scenario is, you need to be prepared for that. You need to be stocked up and ready. I'm not saying that you should go maybe on real high alert, but definitely your personal alert level should probably come up a notch or two based on what we're seeing happen. Your mag groups should be talking quite a bit right now. If you're in a mag and no one's really talking and planning of what to do, then that's not good. You should be planning. Your family should be talking about this and planning, and you should be getting yourselves ready because, like I said, the possibility of this spilling outside of Israel and Gaza into the Middle East and into the rest of the world is becoming more and more likely as time goes on and as things worsen and as things escalate and as more and more things come out about this. This is just common sense. This isn't doomsday. This isn't panic. This isn't even fear. This is just common sense to get yourself ready. So that really should be your primary focus right now, I feel. Yes, you know, staying on top of what's going on in the news, understanding the death toll, which very possibly over 1,000. I haven't seen the most recent. It's been a few hours, so I'm sure it's been updated. Understanding where things are in the progression of all of these attacks and retaliations and global interference and so on and so forth. Yes, that's important. It gives you an idea of what's going on. But really what you need to be doing right now as individuals, as families, and as community mag tribes, you need to be preparing yourself for things to worsen here. And even if we don't have the violent outbreaks here in the United States, we could certainly see a very quick drain on our system, on our supply chain, if we start dumping billions of dollars in weapons, food, aid, medical, all that kind of stuff. Where's it going to come from? Well, primarily us. And that means it's going to come out of our supply chain and be sent over there if this thing continues on and broadens. So we should also be planning and preparing for that there could be a slowdown or a tightening of our supply chain just because of, you know, millions of rounds of ammunition or tons and tons of medical supplies and food supplies, all that kind of stuff. We need to get ready for that, because that's what happens when major wars start up. And while this may not necessarily be considered a major war right now, I think it has a much greater chance of it becoming a major war just based on what's happened so far and the way people are reacting to it than even Russia and Ukraine conflict. You need to be getting ready. If Israel makes a move against Iran or vice versa, it could be a pretty bloody, long-lasted battle. It's possible. And so we need to get ready for these things. Folks, it's time to get your houses in order. You need to be planning and preparing for this, mentally, physically, and spiritually. You know those things. I tell you that all the time. This isn't necessarily the moment to jump up and get activated, and it's game time. But it is something that should increase our precaution and awareness of what's going on. And it doesn't hurt to top things off: fuel, medical, water, bullets, all that kind of stuff. Top things off as you can and give yourself a little bit more heightened awareness of what's going on and then what you should do if things happen, depending on where you're at. Maybe you're at work and something happens, or home, or wherever. These are the things that we need to be doing, and we need to be working on that, because over the next few days, a lot could change based on the speed and intensity that this war has taken already in the last 24 to 48 hours. Folks, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.